Hi. When you're working with your child in crawling, there's many different ways to doing it. But when your child's just needing a little bit of help, this is where they're moving and you're trying to come think of things to do. Now, in this case, when your legs are going stiff, okay, you're seeing a tone issue. The tone issue really showed up in rolling over, right? And it showed up in grabbing your feet. I'm going to go after that. One video of your child trying to roll over is a big telltale sign. And then what's really going on is pubic bone really does not have a good establishment, right? Any movement that a child makes goes around the pubic bone. The pubic bone strike's meant to happen about 4.5 months. I'll show you that on my doll. But from there, that's what's needed for walking. And this is where people just don't, and I'm not saying you do, that's why you're here asking for help. People don't understand that the foundational movements needed are what's going to be required for the other skills later. And people think that they can just skip these things. Maybe once in a while you can, but it's still not optimal, right? But, so, and this is where it's been great. You sent a nice library of videos, so that really helped. When your child is going to roll over, right, they're actually reaching for something, the head's up, everything's synchronized, so they come right over and right over. Notice the pubic bone strike, right? So when they're 4.5 months old and they're still rolling over, it should be a nice boom pubic bone strike. You'll see this with STNR, and they come up and they go wham. And that's a pubic bone strike. It happens about 4.5 months, and this is what makes them where they can stick their tongue out. That's why we go to foods around this time. If all this comes into play, this is what people don't understand. They say, what does that have to do with eating? What does that have to do with this? It all is tied in. So with the pubic bone strike, right? So when your daughter's trying to roll over, the head is down, right? And the head is going away from the pubic bone, and she's trying to, she knows she wants to roll over, right? And this is a common place too, where parents are like, come on, get your arm out, cut your arm out. No, if I'm up here, and again, my head's up, and I'm reaching over, the arm's automatically out, except when it's a rubber doll. But that's there. So in grabbing their feet, even though, again, your child's grabbing your feet, notice the eye positions are coming back a little bit. Eyes want to come in a little bit more, and you'll see a child pump, right? That's grabbing their feet. This, not crossing midline, yes, I get it, the hands are touching their feet, but they're not, you should see where the left hand's going over to the right, and it's really synchronizing and opening up more of those back movements and core movements that your child's going to need for independent sitting. So now that you're looking for the crawl, right? A little bit harder to do with my child in rubber. I'm going to take it off the table. But what you're looking for is that balance point. But see that balance point right there? Pubic bone strike. If you watch it all right now, all those Olympic swimmers going, that pubic bone strike is gorgeous. But that's what gets them to the Olympics, right? And they're here. One of the things that you can work on is changing the surface. Let's say your child's just teetering a little bit off the couch, obviously with supervision. I'm going to do this, sorry, with my baby doll's head down because I don't have 15 hands. And you're just going to come underneath those knees and you're going to balance it. Right? The biggest difference is if you have an inanimate object, right, there's only really one balance point. With us, we've got 50 million balance points because every cell needs a balance point or a center of gravity, as well as every major point of the body and then the body itself. And the body itself moving around all these variations of rotation. And the more rotations you have, the more movements you have. To show you more so what it would look like in crawl, you're just going to come underneath. First of all, you want to balance that knee out. It's a simple one. And you also want to do it through the pubic bone. So when your child's in all fours, right, and they are heavy through here, they're going to splay like my doll. I really, like I said, I need to find a different doll for this stage. But you really want that, again, that pubic bone should balance in all position, almost like a bow and arrow. Again, rotation, right? And where they're coming down, and that's how they're getting in and out of. But really also why you're having this problem, because $5 your child can only push up into all fours, your child is not able to come to sitting through their back and then get into. So again, these are the milestone foundations you want to be working on through the Fast Start program like you have been doing, and you want to continue. You want to continue. Why? Because you still have worries and concerns, and you can see these things. Your child's not, at this stage, not going to figure it out themselves, because now they need balance in vertical. They need balance in motion, right? Some people have it in stagnant position. This is where babies get stuck in independent sitting, but they can't transition into the locomotion because they can't maintain that balance, because now they have momentum. There's other things that start coming into play, right? Development starts to increase in all these different facets instead of just being, again, it's not about one milestone. And go from there. So you see in the support program, I'm doing my crawling webinar tomorrow, and we'll go from there.